Hey there, and welcome to the last video for this week's homework solving equations. If you notice, our higher power and our nth root sets kind of go together. And then we have our last group, our exponential equations. You might be wondering why there wouldn't be a fifth group, or you might be glad there's not a fifth group for logarithmic equations. Because exponentials and logs do go together, just like higher powers and nth roots go together. However, in Math 3, the skill that we are preparing for, typically you will not see going from log to exponential. You will only typically see exponential going to log. So that is why that group is not included with our homework this week. Okay, so we're going to look at our exponential problems here. This problem looks pretty similar to our problem that we did with our linear equation example video, and we're going to treat it pretty similarly, actually. This 4 to the y is what I want to get by itself. Y is in our power. So at the end, we're going to need to do just one more additional step in order to get y out of the power. You'll see when we get to that. So in order to start to undo this equation, I am going to multiply both sides by 2, a lot like we did with the linear. So now 2x is equal to 4 to the power of y. Subtract 7. Still want to get 4 to the power of y, by itself. So I'm going to add 7 to both sides. We're slowly getting to where we want to be. 2x minus 7 is equal to 4 to the power of y. All right, so if you've been practicing your exponential equations, you should recognize that at this point, we're going to want to switch from exponential to log form. So remember, exponents are beautiful, so base, exponent, and your argument. And logs are base, argument, and then your exponent. So that's how we're going to get y out of the power. So we're going to start with log base 4 of our argument 2x minus 7 is equal to our exponent, which is y. Now, just for clarification, if we were going to put this in our calculator for any reason, you would have parentheses around that 2x minus 7 because it was by itself on the left side, or your argument was left by itself. Okay. And since we have y by itself now, this is our final equation. We have successfully gotten y by itself. For further clarification, if we had a little bit more difficult problem and say maybe we had a coefficient on that y, still using our inverse operations, I would divide both sides by 3. We would take that whole quantity and divide by 3, okay? Same things, just like we've been doing, using your inverse operations, making sure you're getting y isolated, doing the opposite to move things to either side. I have great confidence that you guys are going to be really successful with this week's homework. Should you have any questions, please feel free to come to me, Miss Mann, Miss Hinchman, or Miss Jennings. I know we would all be glad to help you guys and make sure that you've got this skill down packed so that when we get to that unit, you're going to be aces and all be really successful and have mastery with that unit. All right. Make sure to turn it in on Friday.